yeah, finding and taking advantage of opportunities. I'm not really sure I know a way of falling into opportunities other than through a network of people that I know. Yeah, I haven't even considered any other way of identifying and taking advantage of opportunities. So I think I only do it that way, but I didn't, to the point where I've never even considered that there is another way to do it. How else do you do it?
Hi, beautiful fourth line. Welcome to this video about the Opportunist. This is for you if you are a 1-4, a 2-4, a 4-6, or a 4-1 in human design. If we haven't met, my name's Karen and welcome to my channel. Today I am coming to you from the Dominican Republic on kind of a noisy street, so I hope that the background noise isn't too bad. There's some construction going on. But I just felt inspired today to externalize. So externalize, oh, by the way, I'm a 4-6, so I relate to today's topic, but yeah, externalization is one of the key words for the 4, which basically just means to take what knowledge you have within and share it. So to express and get your message out. You know, today, for example, I had the desire to externalize. I want to share what I know. I want to influence. So today we're going to hear from some of the people that I really like in my network who are telling us about their experience of being a fourth line. As always, feel free to share in the comments below your experience of what it's like to be a fourth line.
Well, we know that the fourth line is all about externalization. And I can observe how it works with me. So you should be prepared and you should have something inside to externalize. And I know that if I'm empty, like inside, and saying empty, I mean like I have no ideas, for example, right now. And my mind is all about ideas, yeah, and excitement about some interesting things. I'm a very curious person. And if I have something interesting, if I have something I got to know, something I believe in, something I'm inspired with, or inspired with, yeah. In this case, I immediately feel this intention to go and talk to somebody and share. And in this case, I really feel like I have something inside to externalize. And it's not only about ideas, it's also about emotions. I'm an emotional person, and if there is an emotion I would like to externalize, in this case, yes, I feel like I'm open for relationships, I'm open for social interactions with people, and I'm interested in this interaction. Whereas when I feel like switched off, there is nothing inside, I'm just switched off, there is silence inside. From emotional perspective, for example, I'm not interested to go and to actually meet anybody. And this is how I experienced this externalization of the fourth.
I've been very evangelical about like political structures and um, money, basically, and feeling it's super important that people understand um, everything with regards to like how laws are actually made and why wars are fought and uh, how propaganda machines are manipulated to have people believe that they're existing in a certain context that is a complete fallacy, you know. And you know, like the idea that, you know, people don't own anything, you know, like people have a car, think it's their car. It's not your car. Your house is not your house, you know. Like, I won't get into all the why behind that, but it's, those things have been registered with the government, that's why they can be taken from you, and that's why you pay tax on them and things like that. It's like, you know, the money in your bank account, think it's yours, it's not yours. And it's part of, to me, it's tied to the researcher and the part of me that wants people to know the truth of something. These are the facts, not the propaganda, propaganda, sorry. And then, yeah, I guess it's the four in me that wants to like scream it at everyone.
So, have you created any outlets for you to share this?
I had created outlets to share it in the past. Now I just do it with friends and family and whenever someone sitting around my house or around the campfire or whatever. But um, there was a time before the business that you know me from, where I would teach little workshops and stuff like that around yeah, like how money is created and distributed and what debt is and what taxes are for and how
Huh.
statutes are created and interpreted and that type of thing.
Another really good word for the four is to influence the people that are in your network. So you're looking for opportunities to externalize or influence people in your network. And these opportunities will come through your friendly connections. So in our last video, we talked about the friendliness of the fourth line. Your friends will probably become influenced by you. Let's say you just naturally have an interest in health. You've learned a lot about diet. Then you're going to be the person that influences your friends' diets. I'm so often influencing the people that I love into sharing their gifts in a bigger way, just because that's what I'm all about.
So friends are really important, and this being opportunistic, I really know from my life experience that the best experience I have, the best things I had in my life, the best relationships, the best job, the best trips, all this came from my network, from my friends, from the people I know, from the people, like, for example, I at least, like, speaking about new job, at least I need to know a person who would recommend me this job. Because if I just go based on the, I don't know, ads on internet, this doesn't feel like right. But when there is a friend who would say, oh, we have an opening, are you interested? I can send you the job description, for example. This immediately feels like something very natural. And another interesting thing is that I know that whatever I get from the outside world, if I like it, if I really think that this is a good thing to share, I'm not interested in digging in. I just know that this is a cool thing, and I want you people, I want you, my friends, to get to know about this, for example. And I will go to each of my friends telling him or her something I believe in, something I think is cool, something I think is interesting, and so on and so on. But I'm not really interested in digging in. And this is really how it works, because you probably know that the fourth line is in harmony with the first line, and the first line, this is the investigator, this is the one who digs deep, yeah, in order to get this foundation, the background. And then the fourth line just takes this prepared, ready, and just deliver it to the network, to the friends.
For a little while, when I found out about the four being the opportunist and being here to be an influence out in the world, it took me a little while to kind of let that sink in, because when we think of the word influencer, or when I thought of the word influencer out in the world today, we see social media influencers out projecting to a lot of people, a lot of strangers out across lots of networks. However, for myself, learning that being a four means that the networks and people that I'm here to influence are people in my inner circle of friends, family, makes much more sense. I was always the one in my family that came up with different notions and ideas and tried to put that onto my family. I was often seen as a little bit of an oddball because I would try and influence the way that my family went. I often thought very differently to them, but I can see now why that is, because I am here to bring in a different viewpoint into the world, and having that sense of safety because it is within networks of people that I know gives me a lot of comfort. I have tried it the other way of just broadcasting out to lots of different people, but I've since realised that because my nervous system is really, really sensitive, that it doesn't always feel safe to do that. And so slowly getting my words of influence out there through my writing and specifically to people that know me has been an absolute joy and a slow way of building up and finding my true voice to be able to influence people out in the world. It wasn't necessarily something that I actively wanted to do, but when I really think about me as a young person, when I was out in the world, I would always have people coming to me for advice as they're confident. Even sometimes strangers on the bus would sit and talk to me as if I knew the answer to their questions. And for a while, I loved that. However, I get peopled out very, very easily. And so when I get that overload of being around people, I have to retreat and find space for myself and time to have downtime, rest time, let my nervous system recalibrate, let myself come back into balance, let myself come back into alignment with the truth of who I am. Yes, it can be an absolute joy slowly watching these networks of people that you know grow, but it's also essential, I've found as a four, to let that grow organically. So, like, even on my Facebook account, I just have my settings of friends because, and that was something I did before I found out about how important friendships were for building my network. It was something that came naturally to me because I love just seeing that web of friends of people that I know, because there's something beautiful about that resonance and how having that kind of same vibration and message.
The opportunities I take advantage of in nature are all, I do hiking trips or kayaking trips or whatever, they're all just places that people tell me about. The business opportunities I've had either were presented to me by colleagues or friends, or it was an idea that I had, but I built it by leveraging them and having other people promote it. Like everything is everything was either identified or built through or created, yeah, through my network of friends and colleagues.
Say, yeah, answering your question, how do I feel when I have nobody to influence? How do I express this? I just feel like there is no way for fulfillment. Life just goes on. You do your daily routine, for example, but this is not something which really brings you the sense of fulfillment. Whereas as soon as I meet somebody, meet a friend or a person I like, and I have something to share, something to express, this is the moment when I feel, yes, this is what I live for.
I think it can be not having those opportunities to connect and things like that and kind of share, to me, is I'm kind of like in between the void of, okay, I can be comfortable with not having a lot of opportunities right now versus being depressed about not having a lot of opportunities.
And if I have no opportunity, like before I met you, I didn't really have an opportunity to externalize and what I want in English. And until I get a person I can talk to, I just feel like there is no way. There is no way. I cannot move. I don't see the next step. Because the fourth line always needs to see the next step. It should be prepared. It should come as an opportunity from a friend or from a person you know. So it feels like you cannot move, literally. I can hardly imagine myself just going to, I don't know, on internet, going public, speaking to people I don't know, I don't see, they don't know me. Oh my God, in this case, all my not self themes and all these strategies of my mind come to the surface, and my open ego starts shouting, you're not good enough, and my open G starts shouting, oh my God, who is going to love you? Nobody will love you, nobody will like you, and all this stuff. So it just doesn't feel right, just not right, not natural.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Do you feel the same?
I kind of do, but like I see, for example, in our case, as your friend, I am influencing you to get on the internet and go on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and maybe start your own channel, or so then in that case, to me, it comes through a friend. Like that's how it happened for me. Like a friend told me to start a YouTube
Yeah.
channel, um, and so then I was influenced to start a YouTube channel by another 4-6.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a YouTube channel with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So
And you kind of feel a support,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
Yes.
it's not tribal support, it's a support of a friend.
Yes.
Yeah, you have supporters, your network. But I can definitely see people I have no influence on. And I can notice that I just lose any interest in interacting. Like, okay, I try. I can speak to you and try and see whether there is a response, whether there is a kind of understanding in your eyes and willingness to listen to me. And if I see this, like a person just looks at you but thinks about something else, and you can really see that he's not interested, what you're carrying out is not like,
Reaching them is
yeah, it's not reaching, you cannot penetrate, if it is possible to say so. Yeah, in this case I just lose interest. And by the way, this is something which came with life experience, because before that I think I started from the point when I was trying to somehow pursue this person and give him or her what I wanted to give.
So going back to the last video about friendliness, I hope you can now see how that natural friendliness and the ability to really be good in relationships is so perfectly paired in the 4 with this influential heart, really. I think it's a tender thing to be a 4th line, at least it is for me. And I do see that as a theme among 4th lines, that we have a lot of heart to share, and we want to really help. In my case, you know, I have my YouTube channel here where I consider myself to be externalizing, but actually the deeper influence that I have are on the people who, you know, come into my world as clients that stay in my realm for a while. And I don't always talk about my offerings, but if you go to my website, karenmcmullen.ca, you will see that I have 2 masterminds that are a year-long container with me. I also offer several programs throughout the year, one about channeling, clear channel, and then discover your genius, as well as offering one-off readings and one-on-one sessions. So I am right here to support you in your journey and to help you transform. And if that is something that you would like to do with me, then just get in touch through social media or through my website, and all the links to that are below. So in our upcoming video about the 4th line, we're going to be talking about some of the final aspects that I wanted to touch on to really wrap up this little series. So definitely wait and watch out for that video. And one final thing to say for today's video is just, if you do find that you're not yet in a place where you're having many opportunities to externalize, it could be that you're still in the phase of learning and receiving and growing yourself, but also just keep staying open, keep trusting, keep doing your thing. And as long as you keep putting yourself out there and showing up, eventually you will create the opportunities, and the opportunities will arise. So don't lose hope, and we'll see you again next time here on my channel. Thanks. Bye.